Everybody, it's MarVeena. And sometimes whenever we get a lot of energy, there's a lot of angels in the space, it kind of creates, I think, power surges. So my internet can get wonky. But anyhow, I wanted to welcome you to my angel Q&A video today. If we lose the connection, then just hop back on to the next live video. You'll be able to see that the video is live whenever the red dot appears up in the corner. So that way you'll know that it's live. So the first thing that you want to do is to light a candle if you have one. So I have a little tea candle here. And if you want to, you can burn some incense. And this is a way for you to create personal space and to raise the energy in your own room. And that helps us to raise our consciousness and be in a better position to connect to our higher guidance system, to our guardian angel, and to even our loved ones who are on the other side. So hello, everybody. Thank you all for tuning in today. Please put in your name and where you're tuning in from in the comments. And first, I'm going to do my presentation on the crown chakra and go over some of the information about that. And then later on, I will be taking questions. So later on in the feed, like another 15 minutes, then post your questions in the live feed and we'll see what we can get. So hello, everybody. We must have some angelic power surges. They've been dancing around all morning long. So if you see any orbs, let me know, because we've had quite a few of them already. And it's just a great way of them letting us know they're around and they're excited for us to learn. They're excited for us to create a better connection to them and to creation, to the Holy Spirit. One of the best ways that we can do that is by activating our chakras. And today we're going over the crown chakra and the causal chakra and why it's so important to really get those activated and energized as best that we can. And just hold it in your heart today. What's the most important thing that you would like to receive from your angels? Send out that intention of what you would really like to know, and then keep your mind open and keep your heart open, and just be willing to receive some sort of a sign or a message. It might be through me. It might even be while I'm answering somebody else's question. You might get an answer about your own question. It might come on Facebook or on the radio, or maybe your child will give you some kind of a sign about your question. But if you keep your heart open and your mind open and you're willing to receive, the angels will move heaven and earth to get some sort of answer to your question. And I think that it's important that you be willing to be in harmony with the truth of the matter, with hearing the truth, rather than with hearing what you want to hear. Because if you just kind of get it on your mind that this is what I should hear, then you create a resistance to getting your message. But whenever you are willing to hear the truth, the angels will help you to do that. And you may not hear it through me. It might be just while you're driving down the road or meditating or just out of the clear blue sky. Usually it's whenever we take our attention off of what's on our mind and what our question is, that's whenever it's easier for us to get some sort of message. So hello, everybody. I'm happy to see you all here. I can feel your energy across time and space. your angels are excited, and mine are excited. They've been lighting up this room all morning long. So it's going to be a good circle today. And that's what I like to think of this as, a circle, even though we're not in physical contact. Whenever you create your intention to join the circle and put your name there in the comments and where you're tuning in from, that is a way for us to kind of hold hands across time and space and join our energies, creating an intention to work with the angels. So our crown chakra is it's one of the most powerful chakras for helping us to really tune into the divine and to receive information and messages from our own angels, our guides, our teachers, and sometimes even our loved ones that are on the other side of the veil. So there are 1,000 petals on the crown chakra. On the causal chakra, and it works with the crown chakra, there's only one petal on that one, but the crown chakra has 1,000 petals. And each of these petals is like a little teeny antenna. And whenever we have brought enough light into our energy field and into our aura, then those petals, like, they light up, and they kind of send out a signal out to the universe that that person's soul has accomplished a certain level of self-mastery, and they've been able to light up their chakras, and they're ready for more. It's very challenging for us to do that, but that's one of the reasons that we came here into this dimension. It's kind of like a finishing self-mastery school, and all of these opportunities and challenges are set up left and right to kind of see how we can handle things, how we react under pressure, and if we're doing what we can to use some of our higher attributes and overcome some of the ego stuff, then it's like we gain access to more light, and light infuses this crown chakra. And as all of the petals begin to light up, then we have like this open, kind of the lotus, this open cup, and the universe is like, wow, we need to fill that up with light. And the light contains information, it contains knowledge, it contains ideas and creativity, it contains codes, and we can make use of all of that to enhance our journey here by 100 times. So it is very desirable for us to activate our crown chakra and our causal chakra. It is easier said than done, but one of the ways that we do that is through our different meditation practices, and I'm going to go over some of those. The attributes of an open crown chakra are that we're able to really tap into the divine, to the Holy Spirit, to just get a sense of well-being, a sense of connectedness and interconnectedness, of love, and of our position here, of what we can do to make the best out of our soul journey here. Whenever this crown chakra is imbalanced or it's blocked, then that person is going to be what you would think of as a cynic. They will be very closed-minded. They won't have any appreciation for the sacred, and they'll be very discontent, probably because they know on some level that something's not right. They may not know exactly what or how to go about fixing it, but they won't be happy. They will they'll just be, their energy will look dark, and if you can see them clairvoyantly, there would be a lot of gray and a lot of like blackness around their head. So it's not desirable. We definitely want to avoid that. The way that you avoid that is keeping your heart and your mind open to receiving light from creation, from the Holy Spirit, and to being very mindful about making progress every day, a little bit of progress towards activating your crown chakra through prayers, through intention, through meditation, through practicing the ideas of right life, right attitude, right mindset. Those are all great ways that you can activate the crown chakra. The color of the crown chakra is a violet to a white when it's activated in the third dimension. But as you go up into the dimensions, like on a fifth dimension, then the activated crown chakra becomes white, sort of tinged with gold. And so it's really beautiful when it's fully activated. And you all have noticed, hello, everybody. Hey, Tammy. Hi, Robin. Hi, Jacqueline. So you all have noticed whenever you see an image of a saint, they have like the halo like around their head. And that is the crown chakra is open. And so they are connected to creation, to the Holy Spirit. So they're hearing messages from the higher angelics, the archangels, from creation. So there's different stones that can help to harmonize and support the activation of the crown chakra and the causal chakra. So stones like selenite and amethyst, the clear quartz and diamond, those are just a few of the stones that can be really useful in activating that center. And whenever one of the things that we want to do is to make a big goal of ours that we work with the right brain, and we work towards balancing out the left brain, because the right brain, it contains our creativity, and an ascension process requires us to be very right-brained. And there's so many times, and I don't think a whole lot of you are guilty of that. I think mostly if you are drawn to working with the angels and to listening to things like this, that you are very right-brained. But there's some of us that really get stuck into the left brain, and we want to be able to touch something before we believe it. We want to do what other people have done so that we won't risk failure. And we're not very confident in our own ability to kind of forge a new path. So those are all left brain qualities. And anything that we do with the spirit world is going to require us to really get comfortable with that right brain and to regulate the left brain. And when we find ourselves getting fearful about doing something that all of our friends are not doing, or something that's out of the box, or not what everybody else says is the way to do that, then we want to kind of put a stop to that and do some meditation. And this is requires us to still the chatter of our ego and listen to our most holy guardian angel. And when we still the mind, we're able to get some ideas, and they're not going to give us like a whole big dissertation. They're just going to give you like one or two things to work with, because that's all you need. Just making some incremental 5% changes in your lifestyle, a little bit at a time, that's going to help you to, in the end, it's going to make a big difference. Something's tickling my nose. I don't know what that is. All right. So our crown chakra allows light into our physical body. It helps to, it helps all of our cells to receive energy, to receive vibrancy. They thrive on light. We thrive on light. We're just like a plant. Like, we need light in the appropriate amounts so that we can be physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually happy and to be healthy. There's several different meditations that you can use to activate the crown chakra. One of the chants that is really powerful for this is, it's called the Ah-Om. So I'm going to show you this. So it's not just the Om, it's the Ah-Om. And it is a very powerful Hatha yoga breathing technique. One of my favorite books for Hatha yoga techniques is by John Mumford. And I can't really remember the title of that book, but the author is John Mumford. He has several books, so if you're interested, message me and I'll see if I can research what the title is. But he's got a lot of different techniques in there that are really useful in activating the crown chakra. The archangels that work with the crown chakra, there's several of them, and they work together with the causal chakra. But the archangels Christael and Mallory, and the archangels Jophiel and the archangel Christine, and the archangels Metatron, they oversee this area. They help to bring in really crystalline, high vibrational, Christed light. And it has to be sort of like, I want to say, beamed down, like the pure Christed light is just really, really intense. So for our purposes at this stage of our evolution here in a physical body, we can only take like small amounts of it, or it just blows our wires, fries our mind. So the archangel Christiel particularly helps to kind of filter that light so that we can get small amounts of it and we can integrate it into our own system and kind of like acclimate ourselves to that vibration. And then as we're able to raise our vibrations, then they are able to stream like higher doses of the Christed light. But in order for us to be able to handle that, we have to awaken quite a few of the petals on the crown chakra. And they, anytime that somebody is really starting to light up their chakras, it's like a beacon. And the angels, the archangels can see it, and they want to help us for several reasons. One of them, they want to see us win. They want to see us really make the most of our journey here and do the best that we can to really step up our game on the self-mastery path. But another reason is that we're kind of in a fragile state for a few reasons. One of them is that we may have a difficult time assimilating the experiences, assimilating the energy. And so they work with our different systems to help us bring in information, bring in that high vibrational light energy, and to oxygenate the bloodstream, the different organs in the brain, so that things are working together in a good way, so that we're not having like chakra blowouts. A chakra blowout is a real thing, and it's not a pretty thing. It's very uncomfortable. So we definitely want to create the intention to do all of your spirit work through pleasure, through love. My medicine teacher taught me to intend to activate in a beauty way. And so that is just, you can't say it any simpler than that, but that means that that we're willing to create the right foundation, and to integrate it bit by bit, and to not just bite off more than we can chew, because there's a lot of times where people want something, they want it right now, and they don't care if they break the rules. They don't care if they don't have a strong enough systems in place. And so it's like, I don't care how we do it, I just want to do it. And so I can tell you from personal experience, it's not a good idea, because that's what happened to me. I didn't choose it. I wasn't seeking it. I had a near-death experience. And so I had like a huge power surge through all of the chakras. And so it was like a forced activation, and it's not pretty. It's not fun. It is not in a beauty way. So I want you all to learn from my experiences and go forward from there and not make my mistakes. But I didn't know that you should kind of make an intention to awaken through pleasure, through beauty, but create that intention. I recommend that you do that right now. All right, so meditations to activate the crown chakra. I'm going to tell you the one for the causal chakra, because it's very simple. The causal chakra, to really activate, requires stillness. And that is so hard for so many of us. It's hard for me because, I'm a go, go, go girl. Like I have a very active mindset and type A personality. So to quiet the mind, to quiet the chatter is quite a self-mastery feat for me. And so I've had to really work hard to overcome that for many, 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 many years. So the meditations are the things that help you do that. And sometimes it really helps to use active meditations like the Hatha yoga breathing techniques that I've talked about in other of my videos. But, and I'll talk a little bit more about it here in a little bit, but you use those active meditations first, and that creates a downtime after you do your meditation, where you're assimilating all of that energy, all of that oxygen in the organs of the brain and in the bloodstream, and you just need that quiet time. And that's whenever you can have some really amazing out-of-body experiences that take you to like what I think of as a 0 point. It's just this black silence. And did you see that? That was cool. I think that's a good affirmation of the reason to pursue that meditation, because it's so powerful, and it is so quiet when you get into that place. But the quietness is, it's not loneliness. It is just this extreme bliss, and it's that pure kind of black velvety, like out in the universe. So it is an amazing experience. But it happens after you do your meditations, and you really can't like make that your goal. It's just one of those awesome things that happen sometime. All of your meditations are going to be different. I'm just going to tell you that. Some of them will be extraordinary and just be almost orgasmic. They're just so crazy, amazing, and beautiful and rich. And then some of them might be nice, but there's more, so you're a little bit disappointed. But I'm just going to tell you all that all of your meditation experiences are going to be different, and to push past the uncomfortable stage, because sometimes the different meditation techniques are very awkward. Like you don't know if you're doing it right, and you don't know if it's going to help you, or maybe I'm doing it wrong and I'm going to like fry my wires. So I'm just going to tell you that the meditations, sometimes they're awkward, but just keep persevering. Pick one or two that resonate to you. And by resonating, it means it just feels like the right thing to do. And I think it's good to stick with those for a while. And like 21 days would be a good amount of time to work with a meditation and see how you're responding to it, and kind of give it some time. But the causal chakra requires quite a bit of regular quiet time, that stillness. And it's like through that, it kind of opens like a little gateway to more. And that's why we want to do it. And it is very powerful. I've had it happen several times, and I can't recommend it enough. I promise you, it's fabulous. So a good meditation to activate the crown chakra is hatha yoga breathing techniques. And the one that I really, really like is to have a candle in front of you. And this candle it's important because it's kind of that imagery of the fire element. It's very primordial, and it speaks to us on an unconscious level, and it really helps to enhance this meditation. But I like to kind of put your mind into the flame and then breathe in the light, and just kind of think about inhaling the light into, like, right straight into your third eye. And then you have to use your creative side. Remember, creativity, the right brain, those are all qualities that are so important for our self-mastery process and our ascension process. But as you inhale, you're taking the oxygen along with the quality of light and that vibrancy of the fire, and you want to take it into the third eye. And then just imagine dropping that light all the way down the column into your heart center, and then drop it on down all the way to the base chakra. And you got to do it fast because you're holding your breath. And so you don't want to hold your breath too long or you'll pass out. But you take that breath in, take it down to the base chakra, and then what you want to do is imagine the light coming up the back of your spine through the kundalini. So as it's in the base chakra, it's storing up the kundalini energy. And kundalini it can be our friend, or it could be, I don't want to say the enemy, but it could be uncomfortable if it is stirred up and it's moved and you're not working your personal pieces to do your forgiveness work, to kind of tap into the different chakras and see if you're holding on to anger in places, if you're holding on to things that you're not, that are done, they should be done, but you're holding on to it. But we have to be working our personal pieces, or you're not going to be able to do these activation exercises without comfortably and to the best that you could. But then once you get it into the base chakra, you just imagine that there is like a cord that's running through the back of your spine, and this fiery energy is just kind of steaming up all the way up the back of your spine. And just imagine it's like steam that's coming off of a tea kettle, and it's going all the way up the back of your spine through the medulla oblongata here, back into the organs of the brain. And then whenever it gets to the top of your crown, you just want to imagine it's swirling around the crown chakra. I like to do it in a clockwise direction, and then just allow the energy to like steam off the top of the crown chakra, just kind of like smolder, and like something is sizzling on the frying pan, like you drop some water into a skillet and it's like sizzling. And if you could put that sizzle sound in there, I think that empowers it too. But just imagine the crown chakra being activated, and it's activated with the light, and with our creativity, with our imagination, with that, the candle, offering the element of fire. That's very powerful too. So once you allow it to escape, then you can take a normal breath or two, and then go back to your candle, go back to your intention to breathe in light into the third eye, to take that light, drop it down to the heart, and you're using the light to stir up the heart chakra, to help to activate that center. Drop it all the way down to the base of the spine, into the Kundalini center, and just stir up the Kundalini energy, and then move it back up the spine and into the crown, and just let it drift out there. And I would just do that for like 18 minutes. You can start with like 3 minutes, and then every day add another 3 minutes. 18 minutes should be a really good amount of time. And then this is the important thing, is after you do this meditation, so you're doing your meditation sitting up, have a place in your meditation room where you can lay down. And I like to put a eye pillow over. Let me see if I can get mine. I don't know if I can get to it real quick. Yeah, it's right here. Here is that eye pillow. It is an amazing, amazing little tool. It helps us to kind of block out the vision and really helps us to focus inside. But put your eye pillow on your eyes, and then just allow yourself to relax as deeply as you can, and don't really feel like you have to like intend it, but just kind of sit with the energy, and you're going to be pretty stirred up at that point, like energy wise. It's like there's going to be a lot of oxygen, a lot of really charged, high vibrational energy that's circulating through your system. And so your body needs a little time to kind of take all that in and figure out, like, okay, what do we do with this? And where can we use it? And quite often the organs are starving for oxygenated energy. So they're like, the liver is calling for some, and the heart wants them, and all of the different systems are like, yeah, me. So let yourself have some time to really soak it all up and assimilate it. And that is whenever it's very likely that you can have some really cool out-of-body experiences and get to that place of pristine silence. That's like a huge coup if you're able to do that. So it's very, very powerful. So as we're able to work these exercises, the petals on the crown chakra, they light up, and they're carrying different codes for personal wisdom that we can use for our soul's ascension here. So they're very, very, it's very desirable. It's very powerful for us to have those petals light up, because they can really contribute to the quality of our life here. Because I notice there's so many times that that some of you on here get very caught up in your sadness and in your worry about your place here on this journey. And whenever we're able to work these pieces towards our self-mastery, where you're going to start to get little downloads of information that's going to help you sort things out, and to feel more comfortable while you're here, and to feel more inspired about why you're here. Any light that we have gained in other lifetimes is carried forward in this lifetime. And that's where there's a saying that one step forward in the light is ours forever. But sometimes we have to earn our way back towards having access to that information. And we do that through how we're handling ourselves in this lifetime towards our spiritual practices, and our commitment to integrity and to impeccability. And I know, I'm like everybody, our ego, it has its good days and it has its wonky days where your energy is, you're not running your energy quite the way you could. And that's whenever you need to do some clearing work, ask your angels to help back out of your personal space all of the icky words or ugly thoughts or whatever negative energy is in there. So the Archangel Raphael is very pivotal in kind of overseeing the crown chakra and really helping us to walk through whatever steps that we need to have to help us connect everything. And every single one of us, even the people that are committed to other paths, like pagan paths or whatever they are, every single one of us has an aspect. It's not like I want to say like an imprint similar to that, but it is of the archangels. There is a piece of that within every single one of us. And so when we kind of make up our mind that we want to work towards the light and towards higher spiritual awareness and higher development, it's like that aspect of the angelic realm that's within us, within our DNA, it becomes active and it starts to emanate like a signal. And other light workers kind of connect to us. They might read that even though they don't necessarily know they're reading that. And then members of the angelic realm, especially the Archangel Raphael, begins to work more closely with us to kind of guide us and bit by bit and encourage us, inspire us, maybe to read a book, maybe to go to a yoga class, maybe to study with somebody that's a little bit out of our, that normally that we wouldn't work with. But we just get those little bits at a time, and they help us to kind of lay a foundation and to begin to kind of work our way through all of the different pieces. So when enough petals open up, they just form this beautiful bowl that's reaching up into the ethers, and it sends a signal to the universe. All right, MarVeena's cup is open, and they fill it up with love, with encouragement, inspiration, ideas, creativity. So as we also activate our monad, and then when the monad that's like our birth kind of unique birth print, and as that activates, it's like sacred geometrical formations. They happen. It's like sometimes you might even see them. I've had some of my clients, some of you all have at times, you've sent me emails and you're like, I'm seeing these shapes. And so that's whenever the monad is getting activated and stimulated. And when that happens, it's like the powers that be recognize it. And the angelic realm is they're very much about tending to us and really helping to oversee the process and just spoon feed us enough that we can make some steps forward, but not so much that we feel overwhelmed by it. And so that's what you want, is you want enough, but not too much. There's other exercises that you can do to work with activating the crown chakra. One very simple one is just to chant the Om, not the O-M, but the Ah-Om. I had my note here a while ago. Let's see if I could find it, but it is just the sound. Ah-Om. Again, that is by John Mumford. Has a really good book on Hatha yoga breathing techniques that you can use to activate all of your spiritual centers. It's kind of deep to read, but again, don't feel like you have to digest the whole book before you get started, because you can work some of the exercises, and for some people, they may work like one or two of the development exercises, and that's like gives them 20 years worth of activations and materials that they don't need to do anything else for a long time. One of the ways that we can really make good use of an activated crown chakra and causal chakra is helping us to manifest, to be stronger and more powerful creators and intenders and determiners, because that's what we do as a master walking in this dimension. Is we determine what we want to experience, and we use our creativity and our energy and our imagination, that right brain, to hold onto a dream strong enough and long enough and match that vibration that it has enough wherewithal to come into this dimension. But one of the ways that you can combine both sides of your brain is to draw out what it is that you want and write it and speak it at the same time. So that really helps to use a lot of your like both sides of the brain to kind of get them both on board with what it is that you desire to experience. So I'm going to get myself a drink here. Okay. So Patricia writes in, we're struggling with fear at work, and as the fear grows, more issues occur. What can we do about that? Okay, so Patricia, what I feel like your angels are just wanting to encourage you with is that you're right, you're on target. It's like you're noticing that the more that you and the people at work have issues about fear, it's like it's creating more. So you're understanding that. I think one of the challenges that we're working with is to oh, sorry. One of the challenges that we're really working with right now at this time is integrating the softer feminine energy and making sure that you're just aware that we're in a self-mastery refining school here on planet Earth. That's what it's all about, is refining, and but not giving in to the fear, and do your best to take your focus off of the fear and to hold it a vision for what you desire to experience. So the vision of just a gentle place to work, a nice place to spend your time, to use your creativity, to collaborate with other creative people that are like-minded, that you enjoy spending time with, that you have fun with. Whenever you hold on to those dreams, it helps to calm down the other people. It sort of gives them like a softer energy, and it gives them something like better to hang on to. So symbiotically, you can have a very calming effect if you can really go into your heart space, ask your own angels to help back out of your office all of the icky vibrations, and to bring in healing vibrations, bring in love and light energy. All of those are things that help to make it better. And you're not setting yourself up to be victims there in that space. So it's so important that when that we're in a kind of a tense situation, that we really make the best possible use of our self-mastery tools, and that is choosing what we're going to put our attention on, and choosing love, choosing high vibrational things, which fear is not. So that was a good question, though. Thank you. So Cindy writes in, I like to listen to these videos, but my sister is Christian, and she says that they're evil. And so, okay. So, well, Cindy, you know, I just feel like that you can't tell her anything. It's like she has to kind of make up her own mind. And so don't feel like it's your job to explain yourself. That's so much of the time as we're working a self-mastery path, we're going to be alone. Our best friend is not going to get it. Our husband thinks we've lost our mind. Our boyfriend thinks that we're a little woo-woo. But you can't worry if they're on board with it. You can't wait until they get it before you start to take action. Otherwise, you may never take action. So this is definitely a time where you have to trust in your own heart that that whatever is coming across, it resonates to you. It helps to nourish you. It helps to give you some ideas that you can use to move forward, and trust that it's of the light. And everybody has their opinion, but quite often when you're stuck in a really hardcore religious path, it's like they control through fear practices, and they say if you don't do it like we do it, you're not doing it right. And so there's so many ways, there's so many paths back to the divine, and every one of us, we have to determine what is our path of heart. So don't worry about what your sister says. It's not evil. She's in her fear pieces. And when enough people can think beyond the mass conscious mind, that's whenever the tides will turn. But the people that are listening today, even if you're listening because you want a message from your mom or somebody, but we are the people that are going to help turn that tide, because your angels got you here today for a reason. So don't worry. So Christine writes, I don't think I have one, as nothing goes right in my life. So, well, Christine, you probably want to just make it your business to do some personal work, some reflection work, what we call it in the mystery school, working our personal pieces. And a lot of times it gets worse before it gets better, because we have to face some of the qualities about ourselves that are not so desirable. And but the important thing is to not let yourself ever think of yourself as a victim, or as unlucky, or as nobody loves me, I don't have any angels. You definitely don't want to go there. But if you just create that intention to connect and to work with your higher self, with your angelic crew, with your spirit guide, just create that intention. Then keep your mind open and your heart open, and really don't allow yourself a pity party, because that can be very kind of suck you down a dark hole, and it's going nowhere. But do your work, do your meditation work, do your prayer work, do your personal pieces, do some of the clearing stuff will be very, very helpful. All right, so I have a question. They don't want to use their name. They write in, my stepdad died and they sent his body to research. The research people picked him up within hours of him dying, and I don't feel right about it. What do the angels say about that? So that is an excellent question. I think that anytime someone passes away, you should give them 3 solid days before you do anything with the body, so that the spirit has time to, the death experience, the death journey is one of the most powerful initiations. So it's the initiation back into the light, our birth journey and our death ceremony. Those are our 2 most empowering experiences, our whole time here. So let them have time, let them have peace to assimilate their experiences and to fully pull all of the essence, all of the life force energy away from the physical body. So that's what my angels told me. So your instincts are right. Okay. All right. So Amanda says, can you connect with my angels about my path? I'm having a really hard time hearing or feeling. All right. So Amanda, I feel like your angels are definitely wanting to help you integrate your journey and to help you with your healing work. Be sure and ask your own birth angel to work with you. Your birth angel is the angel that overlights your journey and kind of oversees what you've got going on here. I definitely feel like your mother wants to kind of weigh in from the spirit world and just do her best to give you as much love as she can. And I don't know why, but I just see something about hair. I don't know if somebody works with the beauty business or like works at a hair salon or something like that. But I was just seeing a lot of hair, maybe like a permanent, a lot of curls. And so I don't know if she used to give those to you, but she definitely wants to let you know she's okay, and she still comes around to visit every chance that she gets. She has a man with her that makes me feel military. I don't know if it's Vietnam. I can't really see that close. And he is talking about, I guess, boys. Like, I don't know if you have boys or children, but it feels like he's proud of your kids, and they just want to let you know that they're visiting today. And I see a horse around too. So, but it feels either like a father or grandfather energy, but just know that they're there for you, Amanda, and they want to support you as best that they can today. So they're telling me that it's time to pull back, but just trust that if your angels didn't get to bring through an answer to your question, just know in your heart that somehow today they're going to be able to help you get a little insight, because your angels, you are their only job and their only concern. And so you're not dependent on anybody else getting insight about different things that are going on in your life. So always know that. And but Tina, I feel like Matthew is wanting you to know that he's giving you a big hug today too. So just know that your little boy's around as well. And there's a beautiful thunderbird. It's some, I don't know who that's for, but I feel like it's for somebody in Oklahoma. And it's kind of like a medicine sign, like one of the mythologicals. So, there's many different mythologicals, but they help to bring qualities to us whenever we're feeling vulnerable. So my Oklahoma friends on here, just know the Thunderbird particularly is gracing you today. But anyhow, it was awesome to visit with you all. And I look forward to hearing any of your questions. And be sure and check out the information on my class that's coming up. I'm going to do a class on September 24th about connecting to your overlighting birth angel and how you can use that information to really dial in on how you can best design a journey here. And I'm going to also bring in information about your sun and moon angel in that same class. So check it out. I'll put the link on the descriptions. So you all have a great day, and hope to hear from you all soon. Thanks a lot. I'm MarVeena Meek. Bye-bye.